Okay.
For us.
Okay. Are you ready to get rolling?
Yeah.
Welcome, Earthlings, to the latest episode of the Recovered Film Bus Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Sellers, along with my fuzzy co-host,
Sammie Castle.
We're here today to talk about the 2007 action comedy Hot Fuzz, part of the Cornetto trilogy from Edgar Wright. But, yeah, we're starting the movie here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know it's a fairly long opening, so.
Yeah, that's fine. So what's new? I want to pause before it gets into the montage, though.
What's new? God almighty, well, I've been busy.
Give us the cliff notes of all the...
I have worked... When's the last time we podcast? Was Zach right before Christmas? Mm-hmm. I'd already worked on Killer Babes. Had I talked about that?
I don't think so.
I worked with Brett Mullen on Killer Babes and the Frightening Film Fiasco.
Yep. Cool title.
Yes, starring a bunch of named Hollywood. Tiffany Shepis is in it, and Linnea Quigley's in it, and I worked with the girl from Strangers Pray at Night.
Okay.
Ellie, God, what was her last name? We're taking selfies all night. But she played the Dollface girl.
Nice.
Oops. Trying to look at my IMDb. So I've worked on that with Brett. Later. Linnea Quigley, Jenna Canel from Debbie Rochon's in it. Tiffany Shepis, Lisa Wilcox is in it. Emma Bellamy, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Ariana's in it at some point.
Cool.
I didn't work with her any, but anyway. So I worked on that a couple nights. I kind of arranged a location for him. So I got a little background work in that, and got to dress. You saw the pictures of me dressed in the David S. Pumpkin suit. I also got to be a clown because that's what somebody looked around and went, "Why is Sammie not in a clown costume? We're at Halloween. Somebody put Sammie in a clown costume." So I played 2 or 3 roles in that movie, just kind of side stuff, and I arranged for some classic cars.
Nice.
So it's fun work with Brett, and it was like a who's who of North Carolina people between Matt Moore doing lighting and Tristan, I think, was assistant DP or something. Mm-hmm. The guy who's DP, I can't remember his name right now, is like an Atlanta bigwig DP kind of guy. So
very cool.
It's cool, and that the images in that stuff looks good.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then I worked a couple of days on The Eyes of Tammy Faye, the Tammy Faye Baker and Jim Baker biopic, with Jessica Chastain and Andrew Garfield.
Very nice.
Who I kind of got to be close to. I did make them both laugh.
Very nice.
So, and they were really nice. Jessica Chastain, after a 16-hour day, well, she probably worked 14 hours, came back out on set and thanked all the extras for coming.
Very cool.
Which was really cool.
Yeah.
They were entertaining. And then, the past week or so, I've been working on a local Greensboro semi-independent, I guess, movie called Native, about the play based on the book Native Son. So yeah, I've been
busy.
I've been busy,
very busy.
Yeah, the new not having to work 80 hours a week has freed up some time for Sammie to do cool stuff.
Good for you. Yeah, we've been pretty busy too with Recount Productions. We got a big meeting next week on our next film. And can't talk too much about it yet, but I'm pretty excited to jump in the deep end on that one.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it in another episode, but obviously go check out our Indiegogo page for the new Carolina Haynes book project we've got going on. We're trying to raise some funds for that. so we can go to some of these cool places. And
Can't wait for a road trip.
That's going to be so much fun.
Guys road trip.
Guys trip.
With the four of us, we'll be interested.
It'll be great. We've been talking about doing that for a long time. So, yeah, it'll be cool. So help us out there if you can. And I don't want to talk too much about the book. I don't want to spoil it, but it's everything the show is and more. We got a lot more to bring to the table with this book. So I'm super excited about that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't had as much to do with that, I love that stuff, and I love the stories and that kind of. I'm a storyteller, so
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, me too. It's fun. It's cool stuff.
It's a damn shame we don't have more UFOs around here.
I know. I really like a good UFO story. We've done one on the show, and that's it. And I wish we had better stories. I told Jeff I really want to find a good Men in Black story in North Carolina, but there's just not any.
You ain't got one.
No, not yet. So we're not going to make it up, but But yeah, we've got all kinds of things on the horizon. So, yeah. But we'll get into more of hawking our wares and our stuff and all our stuff at the end of the show.
Happy post-holidays.
Yeah,
That's the reason
yeah.
you hadn't heard from us in a while.
Yeah, happy 2020.
2020.
I just caught myself. I almost said 2019 again.
I have
But
I have vision. Ha ha. 2020. And here's a hint.
Lucky you.
Make sure you don't just write 20 at the end of your dates and your checks. Because somebody could fill in right behind it.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
So yeah, been good.
Well, cool. Well, let's get into the
Ready to start?
Tornado trilogy with Hot Fuzz. I love this intro with all the different police sirens.
Oh my god! And when I saw this first probably 10 minutes,
Yeah.
that's all I could think about was I said, I bet Dan loves this.
The montage.
Montage upon montage upon montage upon montage.
We got this super long opening of him walking toward the camera with the opening credits, and you've got this movie is so fast paced. You just got one big montage.
Yep. Oh god, yeah. The fact that it starts with a montage,
Yeah.
and explains who this guy is in the credits, in the opening credits.
Police Constable Nicholas Angel, boarding school in London, graduated Canterbury University in 1993 with a double first in politics.
What, 777? Is that what it says? Is that a gambling reference?
According to IMDb trivia, that's a reference to like Christ. Like he's supposed to be such a goody two shoes. According to the song too that they're playing.
Goody two shoes, goody. I didn't even think about that.
He's such an overachiever.
Looking at him, yes. Because he doesn't look like the kind of guy that would be getting all these accolades. And
Yeah.
I love the fact they just throw it in. Yeah. He became a really good driver and bicyclist.
Yeah.
To this day holds the net record for the 100-meter dash.
And he doesn't look athletic.
Began active duty with the renowned SO-19 Armed Response Unit. Received a bravery award for efforts in the resolution of Operation Crackdown. In the last 12 months, has received 9 special commendations. Achieved the highest arrest record for any officer in the Met.
But they go through all this, and then he can't even get the job he wants.
Exactly.
Undressed.
Is that a reflection?
Peter Jackson
Oh,
as
really?
Santa Claus stabbing him. There's a few uncredited cameos in this film. That's the first one.
Huh.
You would step up sooner for a nice desk job. That's what I do. I prefer to think my office is
So is that more of a statement of how how police politics are, or a? I didn't realize how difficult this was going to be.
So he finds himself in a position of being number one in everything he's doing as at his job. He's an overachiever to the point where he makes everyone else look bad, and so
He's the guy that ruins the curve.
Exactly. They're trying to get rid of him to make themselves look better. He can't do what he wants to do. Yeah, he can't do what he wants to do because he's so good. He's a little too good.
Gotcha. That makes sense now.
To talk to the inspector. You can speak.
Sometimes there's something to be said for just going under the radar and just not being too noticed. So now we've got this movie has an incredible supporting cast. Just right off the bat, you've got Martin Freeman and Steve Coogan in this first scene. And then
I recognized him, but I didn't know him by name.
And then Bill Nighy shows up here in a second. They're jumping up the chain of command as he's complaining about his new assignment to Sanford, Gloucestershire.
The one that I picked up on was the guy who plays Argus Filch in the Harry Potter movies.
Okay, yeah.
He's the guy with the bomb that talks really bad.
You can't understand him. Yeah. Have you picked up on the Hound yet?
No.
Game of Thrones is in this.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I hadn't picked up on that.
I'll point him out.
Oh, wow. I know he looks really different outside of Game of Thrones kind of stuff.
Chief Inspector.
I felt like this was a little bit of an homage to Police Academy. The really cut. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh yeah, we could talk about it, and he's right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
This movie is basically an action movie parody. It's almost like an homage to every buddy cop film there is. Like you could put a little piece of every little movie and put it together.
Yeah.
And it's this.
Sir, you can't just make people disappear. Yes, I can. I'm the Chief Inspector.
Yes, I can.
This is one of those films that it's so fast. The jokes are coming at you just left and right, and sometimes they don't pay off till like an hour later. Like you may set up a name here, and then like an hour and a half later, you'll see the person who has that name, something like that. If the movie works better upon second, third viewing,
I gotta watch it a lot.
I've probably seen. Oh, this is another uncredited cameo. It's Kate Blanchett.
Ah, okay.
Who loved Shaun of the Dead so much she begged to be in whatever they did, but couldn't, star in it.
Yeah.
She just
couldn't afford her.
Mm-hmm.
Nicholas, what do you want?
Oh, I did like this scene a little bit. And there's a big old hole in the window, so he didn't have to call her. He could have just hollered through the window.
Janine, I've been transferred. I'm moving away from you.
I know. Bob told me.
And the fact that all of them know who.
Yeah.
And they're so fucking British cheery.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
And it gets a lot worse when he gets to Sanford. Everybody's super cheery there. So they're setting him up as this archetype character who's he's married to the job, and he he can't switch off.
And until you find a person you care about more than your job, you never will. Besides,
It's very dramatic to pull her glasses off, but not her face mask.
Guilty people often make the first move.
Actually, there's something I need to tell you.
You're seeing someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it Bob?
No. Does Bob look like the kind of person I'd go out with? It's
Hello there.
Hello there. It's like, it's the other guy beside him. Hello there.
Because that window is broken from the inside.
He's like super cop too.
Yeah.
Which plays off later with the guy with his partner at the video store at the market, and he's got the super cop movie in his hand.
Meet the cop who can't be stopped.
I feel like there's a lot of British stuff in here that you would get if you were British, but
yeah, I'd say it's fair.
that's kind of a weird scene there.
And a lot of British
that
humor.
reminds me of something, and I can't put my finger on it. Model Village.
So he's being basically punished by being transferred to a small village in the country where no crime happens.
He thinks it's punishment.
Yeah,
Because he wants action, and he wants to be the savior. And he's got a little bit of hero complex.
Yes. Well, he just wants to be where all the action is, I guess. That's what he's used to.
I was
And this movie is chock full of these old British actors, character actors.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were my husband. You must be Sergeant Angel.
Yes, I am.
I'm Joyce Cooper. I trust you had a pleasant trip. Fascist.
And everybody knows who he is.
System of government characterized by extreme
There's a great
dictatorship.
payoff to that at the end of the movie.
Oh, really?
Fascist. Yeah.
Fascist. Wonderful. Well, we put you in the castle suite. Bernard will escort you over there.
Yeah, this is one of those movies I could sit here and watch this whole thing. We probably should skip through it at some point, but
I beg your pardon.
Evil old woman considered frightful or ugly. Isn't to our dad.
Oh, bless.
Ah, I didn't catch that the first go around. Okay.
this is one of those movies that did really well. They did not do incredibly well at the box office, but it had a big cult following.
This guy, correct. I recognized him. I don't know who he is, but
She was on a show that these guys were in called Spaced.
I've heard a lot about that.
Yeah. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost starred in Space on British television in the late 90s, early 2000s, which was also directed by Edgar Wright.
It's cracked me up.
Isn't this funny?
Everybody's freaking underage.
He just shuts down their business.
Basically. Because
He can't turn it off. He's always...
The kid's got braces. Oh, under 18? Oh, wow.
just hurts his heart. He's got a...
Excuse me. What? When's your birthday? 22nd of February. What year? Every year. Get out. Hey. When's your birthday? 8th of May.
It's like one of the Harry Potter kids.
You're 37. Yeah. Get out. When's your birthday?
Get out.
You a problem, officer? Yes, there is, Mr. Porter. It would appear a number of your patrons are...
So this is actually pretty important because he says this is all for the greater good to let them in so they're not getting in trouble out there, which really is part of this whole town's philosophy of the greater good. It seems like a little throwaway scene, but it actually sets up the mystery to come later.
Of who the killer is?
Well, the whole town is in cahoots basically.
These freaking...
These montages.
Yeah, these like super quick, hyperkinetic...
Yeah.
7 montages, maybe? It's kind of like 7.
Sort of, yeah.
It's cracks me up. He's jogging. Everybody knows who he is.
Yeah. So this was filmed in Edgar Wright's hometown. And it's kind of based on his hometown. So I'm sure he grew up, at
Morning, Sergeant. Did you tell the inspector all right, please?
That's a good little gag they have here. The same actor plays twin brothers, and so it looks like the same officer's always on duty.
Ah, that makes more sense now.
He's
I was
not all-
like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
And you don't see them both in the same room until the end of the movie.
Freaking this scene where he's taking him around.
Give him a tour.
Yeah, gives him a tour, and all the rooms are just like unused whatsoever. It's like the riot room has got freaking animals in it. And
Jim Broadbent, another big name actor for a supporting cast, playing the chief inspector.
Swear box.
got a swear box.
Proceeds to the church roof. And this is where it all happened.
I love the fact he's. When was this movie? Late 90s?
07.
07. Oh God, that okay.
Yeah.
I love the fact he is so freaking wound up about the.
Join the policewoman. She's not a policewoman. She's
I seen her bra.
just being a woman has nothing to do.
Oscar winner Olivia Colman.
Yeah, she's a policeman that has a police person that has nothing to do with her being a woman. I've seen a bra.
Edward Woodward.
Oh, is that who
The
that is?
Equalizer.
1 o'clock.
Ah,
Yeah.
1 o'clock. 2 o'clock. If we don't come down hard on these clowns, we are going to be up to our balls in
Clowns.
We'll get right on.
Get to our balls in Texas. There's so many word puns in this movie, little puns like that.
That's that. Unless there's anything you're unclear about. Yes, sir.
Why is everyone eating cake?
The Black Forest Gatto is on down as punishment for his little indiscretion. Sir,
This is another word pun.
It can be called a little indiscretion. No, the Gatto is for misplacing his helmet, brother. Last night's incident will require something wrong. Good. You will like ice cream. Sir, I don't follow.
Everyone gets their just desserts.
Be short of Junkie Monkey for the next month.
Yeah. So the idea of everyone getting their just desserts is an actual something they took from a real police department in England that did that as a way to punish the employees. They bring desserts. There's a lot of lines and things that come from real life that they did a lot of research. Doesn't it?
Look, I can assure you, it wasn't my intention to upset the apple cart.
Patty
Because we
Considine.
all sell apples round here, don't we? Your dad sells apples, Andy. And raspberries. Can't wait to jump into Sergeant Puffwell's grave. I'm not jumping into anyone's grave. I must have. I know.
Okay,
In the city,
I'm a fan
you and the side.
of smart humor.
Mm-hmm.
Where the public
I'm also a fan of dumb humor. I grew up in the 80s. I can appreciate a good fart joke as much as anybody else.
Sure.
Boy, they play the lowest common denominator here. There are some
Yes.
dumb jokes here. This is like dad joke central.
experience my fair share.
This is like, you've got a mustache. I know.
Excuse me.
I know.
Did you shoot anyone? He shot a crackhead with a Kalashnikov. Whoa. Where'd you get that? The offender had the Kalashnikov. Whoa. Where did he get that? You do know there are more guns in the country than there are in the city. Everybody and their mums is packing around there. Like who? Farmers? Who else? Farmers' mums. What was it like being stoned?
Danny is so fascinated
It was the single
by a real cop.
Yeah.
What was the second most painful? You ever find things
But it gets him. I mean, that's kind of where I stopped at when you got here was it's meet the entire town or all the all the important people in town
Yeah.
I'd like to join this for a shoot.
who are part of
Well, I have
what the hell
The neighborhood
watch.
Alliance,
Yeah.
which is another funny word pun joke. The NWA, like fuck the police. There's tons and tons of jokes upon layers and layers of jokes here.
Okay, I didn't pick up.
Some
on
of them don't play as well as others, but some, the more you watch it, the more these jokes kind of
You're an agnostic.
hit you.
I think I have a cream for that.
and the jokes everybody else finds funny. He's just like,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, all that remains is to welcome you to the weekly meeting of the Neighborhood Watch Alliance.
Alliance. All fancy with flowers and don't look like any of them would be part of any kind of neighborhood watch whatsoever.
Twins. So congratulations to her. Huh?
Thanks, Joyce. No. I am sure
They're super serious about
Oh
that.
yeah, turn it serious because we have a
and
problem,
all the more disturbing as the
a disturbing problem.
I refer, of course, to the extremely irritating living statue.
It's just killing him that this is the freaking problem. I don't know where you want me to stop.
Oh, we'll see. Stephen Merchant's in this.
Oh, the freaking swan. Them trying to. Then everybody knows they
This is-
can't catch a swan.
This is probably a good place.
Yeah,
So he's
he's doing real police work.
Danny's eating a cornetto. There's the hound. These guys says Gerard.
Dan says he's got a child's mind. Okay.
Now, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And are they as big as his? Who? The mum and the sister. Same person. What show were you thinking of?
So Danny's eating a cornetto, and they did the same thing in Shaun of the Dead. So these movies have become known as the Cornetto trilogy because yeah.
But I don't understand how they're supposed to be tied together.
They're not tied together. They're
Okay.
not story wise. They're
Okay.
just. It's the same stars, same director, same writers, and there's they're all kind of
But isn't
parody
there a
comedies.
theory that this movie is before Shaun of the Dead, and that something is okay?
I mean, that may be some fan theory, but it's basically they're thematic parodies. Shaun is a horror comedy. This is an action comedy, and World's End, the third one, is a sci-fi comedy.
Yar. Yar.
Timothy Dalton, another big supporting.
Been watching him and Penny Dreadful.
Oh yeah, he's a good actor.
What was it that I was watching last night? He was in. I don't remember what it was. She was watching something the other night. Had him in it.
This movie also blends in some pretty cool horror elements here and there, and some of the kills.
Well, maybe I'm not the one you should be keeping an eye on.
That's the fridge magnet. His name's George.
The fridge magnet.
Well, that monstrosity on Knowledge 7.
It's dad joke.
Dad
central,
joke. Dad joke.
I was talking about him.
Got himself a shoplifter.
And it was the guy he picked out on the street.
Mm-hmm. Finally, a little bit of something to do.
Oh, and he's been obsessing with it. Kind of disappointed he didn't get Super Cop. 4 pounds, 5 pounds.
I love that. Beat the cop who can't be stopped, and then he sees the super cop in the road.
I love how this is a very small town English, and it's got this just ghetto looking guy
Yes.
in purple color.
This takes a foot chase over a shoplifting, a fairly minor thing, to like these big dramatic heights, because
Yeah.
that's the most exciting thing he's had going on since he's been there.
I love the spot with mothers.
There are a few elements that they tend to do from all three of these movies, and Fences is another one.
This cracks
There's
me
a
up.
big bit with Fences in Shaun of the Dead.
This reminded me of Police Academy too. Something Leslie Nielsen would do, the little flip over just out of nowhere. And this cracks me up. Shoot, pow, right through it.
So there's a bit with Fences in all three of these movies.
So why not call it the Finch trilogy?
I don't know.
There's
I
the
don't know.
swan.
It's not an official title.
Is he going to get the swan or the crook? It's a decision.
Loose swan.
Kunk.
You didn't have to say anything. However, it may harm your defence if you fail to mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say can be given evidence.
Do you know the English Miranda
Do
rights?
you know this man?
Because that sounded a lot different.
And it
I don't know. I didn't know that they had Miranda rights in England.
That's kind of what it sounded like. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
A damn
Well,
montage.
that also may just be a movie.
Shit.
Oh, that's fine. We can go here. So they were given free tickets to see the local play of Romeo and Juliet. Not any Romeo and Juliet, but a. Have we passed it?
I have not.
Nonsense.
Past the play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're already past it.
They're a play adaptation of the movie Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio. Movie.
Yeah.
Not just It's so silly.
Yeah, when they started singing, I was like, okay.
She certainly has a distinctive laugh. Susan Wayne.
It's not like a dog.
She's clearly everything but older now. What in blue? No way. We just sat through 3 hours of so-called acting, Constable. Their kiss was the only convincing moment in it. Hey, now you come to mention it, I too have reason to believe she favours the older Jack.
Really? No, sorry.
Marcus can't speak Barbara said he'd fingered her up the dog pond.
Again, let me extend my sincere apologies for earlier.
It's quite alright, Mr. Blow. Drive safe.
This is great.
Oh, drive safe. Oh my god. You know that's the bloke we done for speeding earlier.
Jesus.
So stupid. There's your first look at the killer.
Second look.
Oh, second.
Yeah, we saw him earlier in one of the.
Is this the first kill or second kill? We skipped ahead a little bit.
I think this is the first one.
Okay.
We haven't got long.
Who is it?
Pretty bloody kill.
This is also pretty reminiscent of the short fake trailer Edgar Wright did for Grindhouse. Remember Don't?
Oh, yeah.
That was Edgar Wright's. Jesus. Freaking decapitated heads rolling in the roadway with this staged traffic crash.
You'll be having nightmares for a while. Must admit this sign at some speed. Put the old top on.
I had my top off in his leg, boy.
What do they got the dog for?
I guess everywhere he goes, the dog goes. The guy who can't really be understood.
Well, we should get a proper cordon off, screen the remains from public view, close down the road until the ambulance crew arrives, whereupon we should open a single lane of traffic for ease congestion. Very good.
Angel knows exactly what to do.
What he said.
Nobody else does. Because this is probably the first murder they've had in there. How long? Love you.
That's the way to go.
Constable official vocab guidelines state we no longer refer to these incidents as accidents, they're now collisions.
Oh, yeah, get that light off.
There was a story of this Julia.
Creepy.
Excuse me? Martin. Mr. Skinner, do you mind telling me how you know the identity of the persons involved? You know how it is? News travels fast.
What happened, Daddy?
Traffic collision.
The dog just screamed.
What was the accident?
Creepy.
Yeah, so
There's nobody to blame.
he's starting to get this inkling that maybe this isn't an accident. Maybe there's more going on here.
Fuck off up the model village. I'm just saying things aren't always as simple as they look.
That's a good little setting up. You want to be a big cop in a little town? Fuck off up to Model Village. It's a funny little joke he says now, but it has a funnier payoff later when you think about it. You want to be a big cop in a small town.
Yeah.
Quite literal joke.
Please, don't be childish. At least consider interviewing the widow. Martin Blow was clearly having an affair with Eve Draper. Oh, jeez, that was that. We sat through 3 hours of so-called acting last night, and the kiss was the only convincing moment in it. All right, pipe down, bigger. Yeah, what else you got?
Stole his
Stole
thunder.
No, it was being childish. There were no skid marks at the scene. Doesn't it seem a little strange that Martin Blow would lose control of his car and not...
That is so
find a
mean, you.
place?
You say skid marks and I'll just start giggling. You're trying to be all serious and you say it's skid marks and I'll start giggling.
Yeah.
Are you causing trouble?
Yes, they are.
Well, spot a bother up at Elroy Park. Old Arthur Webley's been clipping hedgerows that don't belong to him. Yes, sir. That's it. Yes, sir.
Oh, we gotta watch this. This cracked me up. It's like the...
They need the interpreter.
It's not the dog we need. Right. What did he say?
Said as his head, he chopped the dog because he couldn't see who no more. What's the matter?
You think you get a translation and you
He
don't.
only chopped it down to support his view. What's Rico moaning about?
I have to do 3
There's no
translations.
position, Mr. Webley, but you can't go around chopping down other people's hedges without permission.
I suppose.
Yes, I suppose. Thank you. Aye. All right. Mr. Webley, I trust you have a license for that firearm.
I don't for this. Does for this, sir.
He does for this one.
What cracks me up is you start understanding him.
Yeah. Jeez, hit the mother load.
Where'd you get him? Found him.
Where on earth did you get these? Found them.
Out of.
And what is this? Sea mine. Well, Mr.
He's
Webber,
got a sea mine in his board.
dangerous collection. It's a wonder nobody's been hurt before.
There's a lot of junk.
Just a lot of junk. That's Filch from Harry Potter.
Yeah. He was also on Game of Thrones.
Yes. Nick Frost got over that hedge pretty good. I don't know what
Yeah.
the hedge is going to do to protect him. And where'd Filch go?
You what? No, apparently it's been deactivated, over. That's right. Deactivate. It's not live. It looks live. Alright.
Montage.
Seizing all of the evidence.
Evidence room ain't never been used. Just like Bob Dylan.
Now they got themselves an arsenal. Come in handy later.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Spoiler, yep.
Including the sea mine.
Quite an impressive haul today, cousin, wasn't it?
Maybe we should do something to celebrate. So you got to water your peace lily.
What exactly did you have in mind?
I don't know. Pub?
It's the only thing there is to do in this town is go to the pub.
Pretty much. And that's the only thing he did in Shaun of the Dead?
Pretty much, yeah. He spent the whole movie in the pub. The Winchester.
Please, Roy, and what can I get you that isn't a cranberry juice?
I don't really want to get drunk.
Drunk?
This is a spot where they kind of start bonding though, because he makes him laugh.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he's talking about.
Gets to know him a little bit
Shame.
about why he wanted to be a police
Made
officer.
a great muppet.
Oh yeah.
What about you? What made you want to become a police officer?
I don't know. Dad does it. I think after my mum died, it's what he wanted, you know, keep me close by.
Do you mind if I ask how she died?
Traffic collision.
Sorry.
Which they just spent like 5 minutes talking about the difference between a traffic collision and an accident.
You can imagine that will play in later. It's got a packet of ketchup he stabs.
And they're getting blasted.
Oh, 777.
I'd pass out by that many beers.
As we were just discussing the accident.
Called him 777, did it? How do you know that?
Because it's on his uniform.
Oh, it's still on his uniform here?
Well, not now, but I mean when he's wearing his uniform.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it
But
transferred.
Skinner's knows everything in a creepy way. Like he's rides up to the crash scene playing the Romeo and Juliet song.
Yeah,
You know, just a very creepy guy. He seems to know more than he should at all times.
I think somebody needs to go home.
I'm not that drunk, sir.
Not you.
Him.
I have no idea what that arcade game is, and I normally know all of them.
It's British. You get a pass.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You're right.
They're carrying the little guy home. The fridge magnate.
Village's rustic aesthetic.
Fridge magnet.
So I owe him 20 quid. There you go. And there's your change. God bless.
I'm all right. It's a Pee Wee Herman thing.
I would not want to be him in the morning.
Oh, there's the killer.
He's
Strikes
like
again.
Super Cop. How did you not see that?
Drunk. He's drunk. He's not super cop.
This is me.
So the original draft of the script, there was a female
Come in for a cup of coffee.
love interest in this, and the more they've kept doing drafts, they just eliminated the female love interest, but they gave all of her lines to Danny. So he's the love interest is and even the same dialogue is the same. You want to come inside? Yeah, sure.
When did you move in? About 5 years ago.
He gets uncomfortably close here too, almost like they're about to kiss. So it's you can see this
This is very Sean too.
Yes.
Like they spend time on the couch and
Yeah.
kind of close like this.
very much, yeah.
Needs are simple.
Drinking.
A lot of drinking.
He used to say I loved my Lily more than I loved her. And we'd split up. What? Because you did it with a plan. Why about me being obsessed?
Did it with a plant. That's good.
He plays dumb really well,
Is it though?
It's got the look too.
Yes, if you...
which is funny. In World's End, it's kind of the other way around. He's the smart one, and Simon Pegg's the crazy one.
Ah.
I just want to be good at what I do.
That's a really good movie.
I just want to learn to switch off that big old Melanie yours.
Switch it off.
That's the whole problem, Danny.
He can't.
I don't think I know how.
A lot of this dialogue seems like it's straight out of a bad action movie, which Danny probably has.
By the power of Grayskull. Point Break or Bad Boys 2? Which
Point
one
Break?
do you think I prefer? No, I mean, which one do you want to watch first? You are pulling my leg.
It's in pulling his leg. What the hell? Of course, it's Point Break.
So he asked him earlier in the film, "Have you ever shot your gun up in the air and gone R?"
And he's got a gun.
Almost everything Danny knows about that type of policing is from movies.
What did you think of that? Well, I won't argue that it was a no-holds-barred, adrenaline-fueled thrill ride, but there's no way you could perpetrate that amount of carnage and mayhem and not incur a considerable amount of paperwork. This is about to go off.
The fridge magnet. Good God, it's alcohol. Aw. It's kind of funny that Bad Boys 3 is coming out.
I know.
Shit just got real.
Hey! He stole my line.
He has zero line.
Tried to have another fry up and left the gas on.
His is past tense, so yours is future tense.
Yeah.
Spent his whole life devoted to the refrigerator. He gets killed by an oven.
All
Several
right.
times. You should meet late at night.
You know, quite like a little midnight gobble.
What are we renting?
Worst cops ever.
Yeah.
The crews finish their stuff, and then we get friends that seem to do a thorough sweep of the house.
Very good. What you said? Sergeant Angel. Hi, hi. Quick one.
It's the worst journalist.
Issued shortly.
Actually, I just wanted to ask, what's your perfect Sunday? I'll deal with the press, Sergeant. Now, why perfect Sunday?
Fire.
Angel knows deep down these aren't just accidents. These are all connected and they're murders, but no one will believe them, no matter who he tries to tell.
We're just hoping to talk to the last people to see Mr. Merchant alive. There we are. Sergeant Nicholas Asswife and Constable Fanny Barrowell. That's us. What? 3 people have died in a week. Oh, come on, Dr. Sherlock. They were accidents. People have accidents every day. The victims knew each other.
Everyone knows everyone around there?
Yeah, you didn't see anything suspicious. And who did?
I like bad 70s cops.
Yeah.
Spot, I'm afraid. We just catch the very edge of the explosion.
That's the way to go.
We should probably skip ahead a little
What's the
bit.
big one?
I just talked a little bit about Edgar Wright. I don't think we've done one of his movies on this show yet, but he's one of my favorite directors nowadays. was the original director of Ant-Man that never came to fruition, which was planned back in 2006 when they announced Marvel Studios. He was the initial director. And
and he left on creative differences. And that,
yeah, I think, yeah. In between these movies, he did Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which is a pretty cool movie. I like that one.
haven't seen that one.
It's a good comic book movie, but it's more
It's that,
more manga type.
yeah, and I don't.
Yeah, but it's a fun movie. It's really funny, very
Yeah.
fast paced comedy like this. He did Baby Driver a couple
Which
years
I haven't
ago,
seen.
which is a very cool action movie. Not a comedy though; it's more of a thriller, more of a drama.
I
than a
love how
comedy.
they started printing everything as angle
Yes,
after the joke.
yeah. And his next movie come out this year called Last Night in Soho. Looks pretty good too. I'm not sure what that's about, but that'll be cool. He keeps getting a lot of pressure to do another one of these movies. I think with World's End, they kind of established that was going to be the end of it. You know, a trilogy, and that was it.
But if they're not tied together, then what's the point?
Then why not make another one? Or there's no story. You know,
Okay,
They're not the same characters
So
or
Shaun
anything.
was a parody of horror, and this is a parody of action. What is World's End a parody of?
Sci-fi.
Apocalyptic? Okay.
sci-fi movies, yeah.
Danny, I think I'm onto something.
Has anybody ever done a parody of comedy?
And I think with a little deliberation, we can figure out these deaths.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Me? Come on, partner.
It's the only one that's got the balls to do it.
But Nick, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost have done several other movies without Edgar Wright. They did Paul,
Yeah,
the Alien comedy.
Editor and journalist at the San Francisco. On the soprano. Go on, terrible spell.
Which I haven't seen.
Nevertheless, it uncovered
It's pretty funny.
information about self-made millionaire. Fancy himself as a
I guess Shaun is about the only one of his movies that I've seen, and it just made such a non-impression on me.
Well,
Which I need to revisit.
I really think Shaun and this, and I guess World's End too, are all movies that work much better upon second, third viewings. You know, I probably be honest with you, I've seen this movie probably in the over 30 times.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I love this movie.
where George Merchant secured permission to build his dubious mansion on
For obvious reasons.
Well, I think when this movie came out, a lot of guys my age liked this movie a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and this movie,
nothing.
Well, look sharp. There's been reports of a fire in the station.
hell, is almost 13, 14 years old. She's wearing fake tits over her uniform.
Danny, why didn't you say something? We were working, weren't we? Where are you going? Personal error.
It's going to get a birthday present,
Abusing his authority,
which he never would have done.
which he would have never done in London.
Of course. I was just about to pop off, actually. I'd never find my sisters. This was someone special.
Yes, yes it is. You going somewhere, Miss Tiller?
Yes, I'm moving away.
And why the move, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, just between
Did somebody get killed with scissors? Is that okay? Did I miss that one?
No, she's about to get killed.
George Merchant.
Oh,
Well, George Merchant Interesting wanted to buy this land, so he sent round his legal fellow, Martin Blair, Interesting. And I thought I might take them up on it.
So it's really starting to lock in place to him that all these deaths are connected, and there's more to it. And he is becoming more and more paranoid the more he learns.
Sorry, you were talking about the offer.
Well, it turns out that Martin Blair, Interesting, knew where the new bypass road is going. 'Cause
And everybody she's referring to is dead.
And then that reporter, Interesting, finds out about the route and tells me this land is very valuable, 10 times what George Merchant and Martin Blair, Interesting offered me. So with them having passed on, I decided to sell it on myself to some folks from the city that Martin, George and Eve, God rest the lot of them, have been talking to.
God rest him. God rest him. God rest him.
Of course, Cousin Sissy won't be too happy about that. As far as I'm concerned, Cousin Sissy can go and fuck.
Would you just excuse me for just 1 second?
Ah, There's the killer
Yeah, he
again.
missed him again. He's standing right there.
So now he's actually seen the killer, and he knows that there's a murderer to this. They're not just accidents.
Why did Buster win and then run through it to Buster again?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a cool action thing to do, I guess.
Yeah. Looks like crap. The Jawas and Spaceballs.
Yeah. I was thinking it kind of looks like the ghost-faced killer without the face.
But the long hood is what gets it. Looks like KKK just in black.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Damn.
Hang up. You're saying this wasn't an accident?
Fucking murdered!
Just like Tim Messenger?
Yes!
George Merchant?
Yes!
And Eve Draper?
Yes!
Mark Blower?
No, actually.
Brilliant.
Cause a fucking word! Thank you, Daddy!
Murder.
Change the fucking record!
Thank you, Andy. Come on, Sergeant. You've got to accept it was just another nasty accident.
What are you suggesting? That Leslie Tiller tripped and fell on her own shears?
Ben Fletcher fell on his pitchfork the other week.
Yeah, accidents happen all the time. What makes you think it was murder?
Because I was there!
Why were you there?
I was buying.
No one even believes in what he saw the thing happen.
And how many of them have died now?
I chased a suspect from the scene. Innocent people don't run.
Yeah. Maybe it was our old friend the Cactus Thief.
Oh, yeah, he was a prickly customer, wasn't he?
Am I going completely mad?
Maybe.
Nobody there wants to do any police work whatsoever.
You did it. So you're such a big fan of murder.
What the?
Sergeant Ingle.
Yes! Sir!
Nicholas. What am I going to do with you?
Sir, you have to understand.
No, you have to understand. The boys here are used to the concept.
We got quiet.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, listeners, we're watching this movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so I hadn't.
We can skip ahead a little bit. I'll catch you up as we go
I'm
on.
watching, trying to fill in. How much longer is this?
It's a pretty long
I
movie.
saw
It's
legs.
A little over 2 hours. yeah,
I
it's
stopped for
almost two.
legs. Sorry.
So they decide to indulge him, and he goes to confront Timothy Dalton, and he's like basically denying everything, and he's trying to explain like Sherlock Holmes, like how he thinks he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Messenger splattered before he could share with me what he told Leslie Tiller that very afternoon. The true value of her land. Upon discovering she was about to sell up to the developers, you brutally murdered her with her own shears and made good your escape utilizing your impressive skills as a fun runner.
Very entertaining, but I rather think you've been watching too many films.
So why is
Why would they?
why is Nick Frost the only one with the round hat?
I don't know.
I'm afraid my nickname.
I think it actually may have something to do with him being a constable and not a sergeant and not an inspector or something. They all have different. I don't know.
Thank you, Andy. Despite my comments about beheading customers.
I love the fact that all of them are clean shaven except the two investigators.
Yeah.
To energize my work.
Stereotype.
And anyway, what
God, the hound is so big.
part of the church roof? Or for that matter, stage of God.
It's a well-known fact that the church roof is in dire need of repair. And isn't it true that 2 of your own employees operate the vehicle remover service for the
We
county?
can skip ahead a little bit. There's probably another good hour to this.
Is it really? Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't even gotten to like the really good action scenes yet. Okay, and now we find out where the NWA is actually a secret society of all the prominent townsfolk who are orchestrating all these murders secretly to keep the town perfect the way they want it. Not, they don't want change. They don't want,
Wait. So the NWA is committing the murders to keep.
as posing as accidents.
Okay.
Which is
like
one
a stretch.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a crazy movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it's but each person they had, every person they killed, there was a reason. Even the actors were because the actors were terrible.
Makes sense.
The fridge magnate, he built a monstrosity so that it had to go. They didn't want it in their pretty little town.
Blow up the house.
Martin was less concerned with the reputation of the village than he was with his sordid affair with Pete Drake.
So Eve deserved to die too.
Oh, she did have a very annoying laugh.
And George Merchant.
An awful hug. We begged him in vain to make his residence more in keeping with the village's rustic aesthetic.
And what about Tim Messenger? What was his crime?
Tim Messenger's editor of Sanford Citizen has been unbearable.
Our once great paper had become riddled with tabloid journalism.
Not to mention persistent errors. He listed error ages.
So he misspells words every now and then, so he deserves to die.
What about Leslie Tiller, one of your own? Her horticultural expertise helped us sample
Wanted to sell her.
She was ever so good.
Cousin Leslie was a terrible shame. But it seems she was set on moving away. We couldn't have her sharing her green fingers with anybody else. Not least those heathens at Buford Abbey. We can't have her. No one can.
How can this be for the greater good?
Anytime somebody says the greater good, it's repeated.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I knew it.
Ah.
Hello, Nicholas. I was like,
Saw that coming.
Jim Brombit's part of it. That's kind of why he didn't want to pursue the murder investigation.
until the night.
Now he's wearing a round helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the Bobby has to do with it.
Who's head of the Women's Institute, chair of the Floral Committee. When they started the Village of the Year contest, she worked around the block.
So yeah, I think a lot of this has to do with the Village of the Year, which they've won several years in a row.
But you think all these people dying would kind of knock them down a notch?
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah, I guess that's not part of the rating
I guess not.
criteria. Crusty drugglers.
And we're still not towards the end? Mm-mm. Oh, wow.
Nope.
So now they all go
It's
after
probably
him?
the end of the second act. So Danny helps him escape by faking his death
With the ketchup.
with ketchup. Yeah.
It's not. It's ketchup. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the others. What others? The
So
others.
Danny doesn't want to believe it. He doesn't realize
That's not true. It is.
that his dad is the bad guy.
Chloe, I thought it was about wrapping people on the knuckles and sending them on their way. There are skeletons back there. I didn't know nothing about no skeletons. What did you think was happening? Not this. It's Frank. He's appointed himself judge, jury, and executioner. He's not judge, jury, and executioner.
Judge Judy.
Could help me take him
He's
down.
not touching Judy and executioner.
He's my dad. Take my car. Go back to London.
London.
You can do. I can come back. I can come back and I can bring the blue fury of the Metropolitan Police Service with me. And make it disappear. Who are they going to believe? My dad or a loony London police officer? But it won't be just me, will it? We can do it together. You and me. Partners.
It's like a really bad buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
Or a romantic comedy,
Yeah.
which may be closer than we think.
Almost every line in this is a parody of something, or it's come from something else. So now he's getting out of town. We can skip ahead a little bit.
Is it going back to London? London?
Yeah, but he's changed his mind. Now he's coming back. Oh, you should probably take it back just a second. That's pretty good. You'll like that. All right, so he's come back to town. He's decided he's gonna
Something I have to do myself.
So it's a Rambo montage.
well, not a montage, but he's gonna take care of business now. He's going to bring the fury with him.
The community that cares.
He's coming back to Sanford. And he's going to bring the hell with him.
Another beautiful day.
Oh, is it a Tombstone reference?
Sure. So literally everybody in town is in on it. So he's got to fight everybody in town now. I will say everybody but the other cops. They're just clueless.
Good God.
He gets this old lady in the face. Breaks her nose.
Not exactly.
Oh, God. I don't know why I find that so funny. He breaks that old lady's nose. He just waltzes on in the police department. His coworkers are oblivious. He's armed to the teeth.
It's a Rambo montage. Good God.
He's the only armed cop in town.
Or,
And he's armed to the teeth.
I'm Sergeant Angel. Someone from London called for you. I'll tell him you'll ring him back. Well, that's funny. What's that? I didn't know we had a mounted division. Nobody tells me nothing. Should have.
Comes riding into town on a white horse.
there's the Harry Potter kids.
Looks like it.
Want to do something useful?
Give them all spray paint.
Sergeant Angel's back. Check out his horse. Roger that.
It's Angel.
Check out his horse. It's a very Western.
Yes. And they set this up earlier in the film. They said everybody's packing around here. You never see it until now. Everybody has got guns.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Thought it'd be a big shootout. All this while the Village of the Year judges are in town judging the little clipboard. This is like a Western is building this
Like,
suspense until
yeah.
the first shot's fired.
And it's like Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, Desperado.
Yeah.
Morning.
Damn, he's carrying a shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Firefight. Got a freaking scope. He's got all the kids in town working for him. No more one school kid. Don't shoot everybody, not kill anybody. Nick. Daddy, sorry.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Stallone. It's very Stormtrooper-esque.
Yeah.
Nobody's hit anybody.
Still feel like you're missing out.
So Danny finally gets to do some of the crazy action movie cop stuff he's always dreamed of.
70s action cop music.
Yeah.
And still, nobody's hit anybody.
No one's hit anybody.
Oh,
there you
somebody
go.
got hit. Oh, now he's hitting everybody.
Fascist.
Oh, God. Hag.
It was a sword fight.
All these old people fighting.
Yeah.
Stop this, please! Never stop this mindless violence! Nicholas, my son. You may not be a man of God, but surely you're a man of peace.
I may not be a man of God, Reverend, but I know right, and I know wrong. And I have the good grace to know which is which.
God, it's so cheesy.
Fuck off, grasshopper.
Fuck off,
See,
grasshopper.
Robert Rodriguez pulling guns out of his. What did he
He
say?
gets shot and goes, Jesus Christ.
Wearing his vest.
Drop your weapons!
Oh, God.
Dr. No! Shut up. I brought you into this world. I think it's rather fitting I should be the one to take you out of it. You and your...
Isn't that what your mom's supposed to say?
I guess he's the the
Did he say
town
Nick
doctor.
Fury?
Drop him.
That's just pure bad luck.
He blows his foot apart.
You're a doctor. Deal with it.
Yeah, motherfucker.
He thinks he's a badass now.
Oh, the camera's moving around like bad boys.
Yeah. Oh, they can't blow up the pub. Where's everybody going to hang out at?
Now they get their jumping through the air and shooting their gun moment.
Still not hitting him. Sounds like Hawaii 5-0.
This is scored by David Arnold, who was most famous and most known for doing a bunch of the James Bond scores. It sounds kind of reminiscent of a Bond movie.
Yeah. Kind of makes sense. Old people with guns. Oh my God.
Uh-oh. Now Danny's facing off against his dad and the rest of the police department.
Danny, step away from the sergeant.
No, Dad.
Danny, you do as you're told. I'm not taking orders from you anymore. Officers,
Arrest these men! Wait, wait! You can arrest us if you like. You can throw us in prison and go back to being blind.
They had to use the riot gear.
Be real police officers and help us.
What if they had to
But,
clean
they,
it?
but they've got no guns.
what the fuck is he on about? The fuck are you on about?
Have you ever wondered why the crime rate in Sanford is so low, and yet the accident rate is so high?
No, yeah.
You've been brainwashed, Tony.
No, yeah, what?
Brainwashed into tonight.
Everybody always either pulls up their helmet or takes their glasses off when they're talking.
Very unrealistic.
first time in my life. You know, I'm glad. If she could see what
He looks like a gunfighter with the double. He's got guns.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am completely lost. Sanford is a lie, Doris. For the last 20 years, the village has been controlled by Frank and the NWA. They've lulled everyone into thinking this is a perfect village and killed anyone who's threatened to change that.
And the NWA.
He's lost from there.
He says he reckons you've got something there.
I'm not seriously going to believe this, man, are you? Are you? Here's a neighbor from round here. Maybe it's time to give it up, sir. You incompetent flatfoot!
It's so cheesy. And everybody's shooting stuff to knock it down.
All right, we skip ahead a little bit. This still has some good,
Oh my
really,
God,
really good
really?
action sequences left. Oh yeah.
The Hound. What
Uh-huh.
happens? Oh, he gets to fight the Hound.
Oh, this is the second fight they've had.
He's a serial killer. Guys, you can see him over top of the shelving. You know, it's a big deal.
Yeah. You should go back when you get a chance and watch the parts we've had to skip over. This is a fun movie.
So everybody at Timothy Dalton's store is in on it too?
Yeah, it's a bit. Pretty much everybody but the police officers are in on this plot.
He didn't put him in a bunch of Jolly Green Giant frozen stuff, did he?
Looks like it, yeah.
Haha, I got a joke.
Just say cool off. No, I didn't say anything actually. Shame. It was a bit earlier that you mentioned.
Did you say cool
I
off?
distracted him with the cuddly monkey, and then I said playtime's over, and I hit him with the pistol. You're off the fucking chain. Fuck all the cutlery. What do you reckon?
All right, you can skip ahead if you want. There's another major fight sequence coming up at the end
Oh my God.
that we haven't even gotten to. Yeah, the last act of this movie is just balls of the wall. All right, here we go.
Him and Timothy Dalton.
Big fight scene in,
He's fighting James Bond.
in Model Village.
Oh, was this a thing?
They refer to Model Village all throughout the film, but you never see it until the end.
Sorry.
What has he got in his hand?
A box cutter.
Oh.
This works at a grocery store. This is good.
Ouch.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton's face is impaled on the church roof.
He can survive that.
Yeah, well, don't worry. There's plenty of ice cream at the station. Isn't that right, Danny? Stay back! Tuck it in, Frank, you silly bastard! No! You don't want any more bloodshed! Frank, help you stop because you lost somebody you love! Don't expect me to leave you let it end the same way! I'll tell you how this is gonna end!
Shoot him in the ass.
This is his Point Break moment.
Ah. He got his moment.
Jim Broadbent's trying to make his getaway, but he hasn't accounted for one thing.
The Swan. It's the only tree in the freaking thing.
I feel like I should say something smart.
This one gets him.
To say influence.
So where's the rest of the cops? Is that London?
I guess, yeah.
The metropolitan.
Into the whole operation. Now, it's my perfect Sunday.
My perfect Sunday. Wait, is that day or
What do you
Sunday?
We have been trying to reach you for days.
I don't know.
Well, I've been kind of busy. We need you back. The figures have gone a little squiffy in your absence, it has to be said.
Come back to London. Sanford's hardly a fitting place for such an exceptional officer.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
I kind of like it here.
besides, we have to do a considerable amount of paperwork.
Oh God, and here we go. This cop with the booking montage. It's got a bear trap on his head. Oh, he made the hound cry. He still got the thing stuck in his mouth. So if everybody's in on it, well, who's left in the town?
And not many people left.
We've got the manpower, eh, Andy?
Well, official vocab guidelines state that we say staffing, not manpower, because manpower's a bit sexist.
Danny's finally learning something.
You don't mind a bit of manpower, do you, Doris?
Dirty bastard!
Uh-oh, the one guy left.
You know what you are.
It's the equalizer.
A bloody busybody!
Danny took a bullet from him. Uh-oh. See mine.
Oh, good, no.
Oh, jeez.
Now the police station's blowing up. It's good model work.
They're gonna all crawl out from the rubble.
Tell you that they're trying to get like every action movie trope they can possibly get and packed into one movie.
Don't tell.
Oh, God! Hold on, Daddy, just hold on! Hold on, it's gonna be fine! It's gonna be fine! Just hang on! Hang on! Everything's gonna be fine.
Who the hell you gonna call? The doctor's dead.
Yeah.
There's not an ambulance for miles.
What happened to all the prisoners? They just get blown up?
Probably. Huh? They kept them in a different house. It's like a race car.
Yeah.
Every policeman should have fancy cars like that.
I agree.
Oh, whose grave is he going to? We know it's not Danny's. That'd be too tropey.
Hope these are okay. Yeah. They're lovely.
It's his mom. It's a good setup, though.
Yeah. So Danny didn't die. He got shot by like a blunderbuss or something and then blown up. But he's still alive a year later.
Messing with the recycling bins at the supermarket.
Leave it with us.
What to?
Sergeant Butterman? Little hand says it's time to rock and roll. Bring the noise.
Oh, Lord. Showing off his driving skills.
And that is Hot Fuzz. It's a fun movie.
Oh, seems a little long.
It's a bit long, yeah. It's
For an action movie.
For an action comedy, yeah. It's pretty long. It's over 2 hours. Yeah, I would highly recommend, if you haven't seen this, folks, go watch the Watch it several times, but watch Shaun of the Dead, then this, and then finish it off with The World's End.
But I mean, you really don't have to.
No, you don't have to at all. But they're all very funny movies. And like Sammie said, I think that you've seen Shaun once.
Yeah.
I think if you go back and watch it again, you probably
when
like
it
it
first
better.
came out, not in the theater, but when it first came out on video,
Yeah.
I sat down and watched it at the apartment in college, maybe? I don't know. No, that doesn't seem right. What year was that?
04.
No, it wasn't right.
I saw it when I was in college, Shaun, and I didn't love it then. I didn't when I first saw it, but it took me watching it again before I got it, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that British sense of humor is a little bit different for Americans, so it took me a little time. But, yeah, go watch In the World's End as well, which is very funny as well. So a lot of the same actors. Instead of just Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, it's those two plus Martin Freeman and Patty Considine and a couple others.
Do you see a lot of the same people showing up in their movies?
Yeah.
Kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like seems to be the thing now.
Yeah. So it's a pretty fun group of movies. So, yeah, check those out. Sammie, where can our listeners find more of you?
On all the social medias at Sammie Castle. You could probably find me in a tiny town in England somewhere too. A model town.
Model village.
Yeah, trying to fit into a church steeple or something. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck in my mouth. That's it. That's all I got, man.
All right, you can find us on Instagram at Recover Productions. I'm on Twitter at Hank vs. the Undead. As always, you can email me any concerns you have at recoverproductions@gmail.com.
Any concerns?
Any concerns?
Some nice stuff
Questions?
would be okay
yeah,
too.
send us some compliments. If you're listening to the show on iTunes, go give us a rating. Hopefully it's a good one.
Please, just somebody rate us.
Yeah. Check out our quarterly newsletter, Wreak Havoc All Access, and that a new issue will be coming out in February.
Yes.
Thank
you, Annie.
Yeah, thank you, Annie. Check out our sister show, Carolina Haints, and check out RickHavoc.com for everything that we're up to. So we'll be back soon. Not sure when with the new episode. Not sure what, but we'll be back soon. We've always got something coming up our sleeves.
At some point.
Yeah. So
this all came about in a day.
Yeah.
Hey, we should podcast. Okay, let's get together tomorrow night.
Sometimes we'll podcast several times in a week, and sometimes it's like a couple months in between. It's just,
I missed you, Dan.
Yeah, same here. All right, shit just got real.